Hello, everyone, and welcome to Game Masters on the GDQ Hotfix. I am your host for it, Fant_TV. Good to see everybody already in and excited for the runs. Before we get into it, Frost Fatal's 2023 prize submissions are open now until February 20th. Go to gamesdonequick.com for more info or use !prizes in Twitch chat to submit your prizes. Unapologetically Black and Fast is coming up February 11th to 12th. Celebrate Black excellence in speedrunning coming up this month. Or next month, sorry. Use !UBAF in Twitch chat for more info. Next month is tomorrow, so, it happens. It happens. Anyway, I am joined here by the star of Game Masters tonight, FX Peanuts, who will be running Spirit of the North, 100% and any percent after that. Peanut, how are you doing?
Doing well.
Awesome. So you're coming to us from a little bit far away, all the way from Estonia, and I understand it's like 1:30 a.m. over there right now.
Yeah, just past 2 a.m. So definitely the early hours. Hopefully my neighbors don't bother by me here, streaming in the middle of the night.
All right. Well, I do appreciate it. And I'm sure everybody in GDQ chat right now appreciates you, sacrificing your sleep schedule to come on the show today. So what exactly got you into speedrunning Spirit of the North in the first place?
Honestly, I picked up this game probably about a year and a half ago and loved the game. It took me about 5 hours to play through it the first time. Completely blind, went into the game, played through in about 5 hours and said, hey, I can do this faster. And because I love the game, I just kept playing it and eventually got it going to the point where I set the world record for running that 100% and kind of stuck with it after that.
Awesome. That's like a nice, wholesome way of getting into this game. And, this game does, I don't know much about the story of the game, so I hope it's not, deceptively dark or anything, but I heckin' love the art style here. Just, cute foxes and nice winter theme. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Now we're doing 100% and any percent. So can you give us a little breakdown of these runs before we start the timer?
Yeah. Well, with the 100%, the goal is to get all the shaman throughout the course. There's a total of 28 of them that you'd have to unlock to get all 28 throughout the course of the game, and the timer starts at the first movement in the game and ends when you get to the final movement of the game. The any percent is the same run, but you do not need to get the shaman, so they're kind of an extra collectible along the way that it's whether you get them or not.
Okay, so Peanuts, I have one more question for you. Are you ready to begin?
I believe so.
All right, go ahead and give us a countdown whenever you are ready.
Okay, then make sure we're on the right screen there. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck, have fun.
Oh, I apologize there. It clicked into the wrong tab, I think. So we'll try that again.
All right, reset the clock. Let's go.
Reset the clock.
It's fine. That one didn't count.
Yep.
We're good.
So give the 5-second countdown again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
All right. Good luck. Have fun again. This time for sure, though.
Yeah.
God. It already looks so cozy. I mean, not the temperature. I would not want to be outside in this, but...
As I always tell people when I stream snipe on them and come in and watch them play this, it is a wonderful game. There are emotional moments, but it is a great game to go through. And in the end, everything is fine, so...
Oh, spoilers. Oh my goodness.
No spoilers on
anyway,
there.
Yeah,
I'm careful not to give out spoilers. I will not tell people that. But in the end, everything is fine.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous right here. Wow, like all the rocks in the background, the snowy landscape. It looks really impressive.
And the thing that's most impressive of this is it was developed by 2 developers as an independent game. So this was a
Wow.
very small studio that developed this entire game.
That's incredible. Now, by any chance, is this fox the spirit of the North?
I think you'll see that along the way here.
All right. We'll find out eventually, maybe. Well, already at the start of this run, we've got, we're jumping. We're constantly jumping. It always seems, and this game appears to be no exception, that you can never just hold forward to go fast, right? You always have to do something special.
Not at this point. I mean, with the deep snow, this has a lot of physics in the game mechanics. So if the snow is here, you're slow walking through the snow. So to get going a little bit faster for the speedrun strategy, you gotta do the jumps.
One of these days, I'm gonna find a speed game where you can just hold forward and you're fine.
We have to get in here to get our first shaman.
How many are we going to be collecting throughout the run?
There's a total of 28.
Wow.
And to get them, you have to find these staves, which are hidden throughout the course. Bring them their staff, and it unlocks their spirit.
Oh, the title drop of the name of the game right there. Spirits, they're involved. Who would have thought?
Yeah. But now the little strategy here for the speed run is we do get a little bit of an out of bounds here right at the beginning. But we can only go out of bounds so much because we still have to come back for the rest of the shaman. So
I love seeing this side of the game. Got the classic checkerboard patterns. I love it.
It's a little unnerving the first time you go out of bounds in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it because you can kind of see a little bit, whenever you break the game like this, you kind of see a little bit how it's constructed, and just super fascinating.
Yeah. No, there's a few out of bounds and a few places where you kind of have to break the game to get through this, but for the most part, the game, you actually stay in bounds, at least for the 100% run, which is part of why I actually enjoy it more than the any percent, because you get to see the full game this way.
Indeed. That's why we're starting with this one, so we could see everything the game has to offer before we break it open and skip most of it. So.
And we unlock our first ability, which is run.
Hey.
So now we go a little bit faster.
So is this all set in basically one overarching area, or is this like stage 1, then we got stage 2 and stage 3 coming?
Each chapter has its own little kind of design to it. So they all have their own theme. The first one here is kind of an ice glacier area. But then those will change as we go deeper into the game.
Very good.
Okay. And there's a lot of collision mechanics in here, so sometimes these walls you can get up, and other times you can't. So there's number 2. And one requirement of this run is that, as you'll see on screen here, it will display when you've unlocked a shaman. So it came up there showing that I've got number 2 now. And that is a requirement to get all of them throughout the course. So there's actually a catch later on I'll show where there's one that glitches, and the only way to get it is to stand there and wait for it to display on screen. Otherwise, you'll miss it on the run.
Of course. Now, do you recall how a lot of this stuff got found? I know, Spirit of the North is, I guess, a relatively small, tight-knit community here in terms of like number of runners and all that. But we're still finding ways to break the game, of course.
Yeah, honestly, it comes down to we kind of started running the game, and along the way, you just try, well, maybe this will do something. Maybe this will get a little bit faster. And because the community is so tight-knit on it, we've learned off of each other all the little tricks to getting through the course a little bit faster. And yeah, you also kind of find little other things by accident that come out of the way to show how to break the game, or how to get around something.
This sliding section looks like so much fun.
Oh, I always love this part. And there's number 3.
Nice of it to have a, not too far of a distance to go with the staff.
Some are a little bit further. You'll see that a little bit later on here.
Yeah, it's still early game, so I imagine it's a lot more simple.
Yeah, most are fairly close, but there are a few that do send you on a little bit of an adventure to get to them. And there's a spirit fox. With the speedrunning, we actually kind of bypass it through most of this part, but it actually guides you through the first chapter if you run this in the normal mode.
Good old fox friend.
Let's see if we can make this jump. There's a special trick. If you can clip the wall. Nope, didn't get it today. If you can clip that wall, it will actually launch you straight forward. Saves you a few seconds. Fox lovers beware, this is where it gets a little emotional.
Oh no. Can I close my eyes? Look away. Tell me when it's safe, Peanut.
Well, we're on to chapter 2. This is where things get a little bit emotional still. After that fall, the fox has a bit of a limp here. And the music gets a little bit more dramatic.
It's okay, the box will be fine.
And this is why I tell people, in the end, everything is fine. But I have seen people cry on stream when they get to this part of the game because it is a little bit more touching. And of course, the foxes will bark at each other.
Still just trucking on along.
Yeah, gotta get our staff hiding here. Now, through this part, there's several of these murals that light up if you keep your spirit with you. But since we kind of went out of the way, we're not going to have him tagging along here. But if you're playing this as a casual playthrough, first time, make sure to take your time walking through here with the spirit, and you'll get all these murals to unlock, and they'll light up along the way. And it kind of gives a little bit of the lore to the game, kind of explaining what's happening here and why this fox is on its little mission to run through the world here of the game.
Gosh, it's agonizing how long they make you do this. Anytime where like you have to control a character who's like severely injured and you have to hold forward, you can clearly tell they're hurting. It gets me every time, Peanut.
For the speedrunning community, this is one of the slowest chapters of the entire game, and it is agonizing because it's slow and you're just watching the fox limping along the entire time.
My goodness.
Last one of this level. Always love the music of this game.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Really sets the mood for you.
Okay. Coming to the end of this chapter. The slow walk is coming to an end.
Okay, now a well-deserved nap. Yep, definitely.
Yep, and now our spirit friend is caught up to us. And now that we've combined powers with the spirit, we're back to full-powered Fox. And we can share our spirit with the various stones throughout the game to unlock special actions. Chapter 3. This, a lot of people refer to it as like the Giant's Causeway. The landscape through this.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100% is.
Yep.
I've been there. So.
That was the inspiration for this chapter. So you'll see a lot of these stones the whole way through that look like the Giant's Causeway.
Yeah, it's so distinct. I wonder if that was like the actual inspiration for this area.
It was. I've spoken with the developers. They have a Discord that they like to talk about the game, and that's one thing that has come up, is saying that was an inspiration for this.
Wonderful. You know, now that we are perfectly okay and the fox is fine, nothing bad ever happened to the fox. Chat, on a scale of 1 to fox, how is this game?
If we can get the jump.
Oh, that looks dangerous. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. Just destroying thousands of year-old, incredible, unique rock formations to make a bridge they can maybe jump over. You know, it's fine. You know, well, the fox has seen some rough times. You deserve this.
Yeah, exactly. See if we can get this jump. This is always tricky because it's kind of a blind faith. Yep.
Oh my!
And that bypasses a big puzzle. So saves a couple minutes off the run.
Very nice. Well done.
If only we can get back up.
Were you supposed to get on that tablet there? Look a little wonky. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. There's little tricks to this, and like I said, it's kind of down to if you're running it fast, you kind of clip through little things that normally you wouldn't really try to go through. So part of the joys of speedrunning it.
No doubts. So yeah, 28 shamans for 100%.
Yes.
How many do we need to go talk to for the any percent route?
With any percent, I believe it's 2.
2. Okay, I did not expect a number that low, because this seems like integral as part of the game. So, very curious how you're going to bypass it all.
Exactly. So that's what makes the so different between the 100% and any percent is if you do it right, I think it's 1 or 2, depending on the routing. So there's only a few mandatory ones in the entire game. And yeah, if you know how to get around it and do the out of bounds at the right times, you can avoid most of them. This is a really fun mechanic here. And I do encourage anybody who enjoys this game to take their time playing through it the first time. And I'm skipping a lot of the puzzles and a lot of the kind of gameplay in the speed run through. But there's a lot of extra little things to do in here that it's worth the time exploring and playing the game.
Yeah, I have never played this game before, but just watching it, I think the art style alone has me really interested in trying it out. And if you wanted to, if anybody in the audience wanted to speedrun this game, where might they go? How might they get started?
Well, we have a Discord for the speedrunning community. Again, it's a very small community, so it's a fairly easy game to pick up if you're interested in getting into speedrunning. Just pick up the game and kind of go at it. Don't know if we have any of our speedrunning community members in the chat, but if they're around, I'm sure they can point you in the right direction there for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of my favorite things. This is something. Nope, missed the jump. Okay. I was going to say, this is the thing that I figured out on my very first run through blind. I actually found this little clip without even realizing that it was a little speedrunning strategy.
I love the accidental discovery of fast strats. It's like, oh, well then, this changes everything.
Okay, let's try this again. Nope, still not getting it. There's
How much time does this one clip save?
A lot. You're bypassing 1/3 of the puzzle completely.
Wow.
And should just catch the corner of the wall, but I've probably run out of my luck right now for this chapter. I got the earlier moves too easily, so now it's gonna fight me for these ones. Okay, there we are. So just that little ledge is all we catch. If you play this on one of the older patches of the game, you don't even have to do this puzzle. But I play on the current version, so this would be the same as if you picked it up on Steam right now or any other platform. If you pick up the game and just play it straight as it downloads, you'll be playing on the current patch version. And the last little step of this, you can't beat this level without unlocking this puzzle. Okay, we unlock a special new ability.
Love the subtle blue glow around the fox as you do any spirit shenanigans. Super neat touch.
And if you play it more, you actually unlock various fox skins, and the different skins also have a little bit different things. So you can
Why
play
you
as different
this?
foxes.
Now I'm gonna need to get all the foxes.
Gotta catch them all.
Seriously,
Wait,
though, that
wrong
sounds
game.
great.
And on to chapter 4.
Out of how many chapters total?
Well, that's part of the secret.
Okay. All right.
We can't do any spoilers on that part. and make the jump. We'll come in the other way.
You know, FX Peanut, I do gotta give you props, and really the fox in this game is so nice. Waking up all these shamans from their naps. They're about to miss the train home. You're going through helping them, wake up and get out there, because nothing bad ever happened to the shamans.
There's a little secret achievement that you get if you do manage to get them all, and then unlock all their spirits. And we'll show that a little bit later on here, that there's a special level that you get to meet them again. And when you do, if you get to meet all of them, there's an extra achievement that unlocks for it. So it's definitely worth taking the time to go find them all. Okay, now just before this, I stopped and got the flower power again for one special trick up here. You definitely don't have to do it, but if you are like me and don't get the jump quite right, you'll actually soft lock the game. So you need to have this flower power to be able to avoid the soft lock of the game, which would make you have to redo this section all over again. Okay, here we go. And there is a way to make this jump where you actually make it past this, but I usually end up stuck in here. And if you don't have the flowers, this would be a soft lock. You can't get out of this spot. But we've also cheated the game a little bit here. And in this area, there's a castle that would normally show up. But because we kind of jumped out of bounds a little bit, we've actually bypassed the loading of the castle.
Wonderful.
Which helps out a bit, because then we don't have any walls to go through. Make our way in here. Again, this should have like a castle-like fortress all around you here, but we're going to skip through a lot of this. You can see some of the parts of it have loaded in, but not all of them.
Looks like some doors or some other interactable objects.
Definitely, and again, if it was played normally, that would all be interactable, various things that you need to unlock, or little puzzles you have to complete. But speedrunners, we don't need to do those.
This is just how the game was meant to be played. It does
Exactly.
kind of give you a vibe with like all this stuff not loaded in, that it's kind of just in complete ruins and rubble. Maybe
Well,
even mysterious with all these floating rocks that, that's just what they do. Yeah.
well, that's part of what it would be if... Did I get myself stuck? Come on, back out of there. There we are. Sometimes you can manage to soft lock this still.
Oh no.
But we're on a good course. Now, get it just right. Where are you at? There we are. There's a staff hiding under there. And a guy floating in midair.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But because a few of them are floating in midair, we do actually have to get this level to load. Otherwise, we won't be able to reach them. So we need to get up here to the save point and then reload the game. Okay. Quick reload. Right back in.
Are we going to see the castle now? The fortress?
Now we'll actually see the castle, yeah. So, there.
Oh, okay. There is a lot here. Wow. Well, I'm glad we got to see it because this looks heckin' awesome.
Oh, we'll definitely see more of it here as we go through, so. Got to break the game a little bit more first.
I'm assuming all this, red mist and coloring and paints and dust and clouds, it's all normal and fine, right? Yeah.
Now, it's part of the lore of the game is that there's this plague that's caused all the shaman to die.
Oh, that's definitely not fine.
And that is part of this plague that's going through the area here. And the fox is coming through and taking care of business and getting things sorted out. And if you're paying close attention, you'll see I missed a shaman there. But don't worry, we're going back for him. Come on. There's always one collision like this with the wall that just doesn't want to play nice. There we are. So again, you can see more of the castle now. And just like that, we're into chapter 5.
All right, so we've confirmed 1 through 5. Peanut's not telling me when it's going to end, but, you know. We do have an estimate to compare against, so it's going to give me a pretty good idea. I'm going to guess, let's see, we got 42 minutes in, roughly. We're through 4 chapters. We're in chapter 5. Assuming the later ones are a little bit longer than the previous one, I'm going to guess we got 8 chapters total, 7 or 8. We'll see if I'm right. Maybe I'm just completely incorrect.
You're on the right path. And there's a few cutscenes here, depending on the routing through, that you'd trigger cutscenes that show you the landscape and are nice, but they're not efficient for speedrunning, so we're going to bypass a few of them. Where are we at? There we are. Another really fun mechanic coming up here. One of my favorite parts of this chapter. Who says foxes can't swim up waterfalls?
It's yeah, it's fine. I can't help but notice you have a constantly flashing chapter progress saving in the bottom right. Is that because like you're just going so far fast? You're so fast, so quickly that just never goes away?
One of those little quirks of speedrunning the game, because once you've done that chapter reload a little bit ago, it will trigger that to occur, and once that has happened, it's going to keep going. Yeah, like I said, it's one of those little quirks of speedrunning. Okay. Also now the best ability of all, the zoomies.
Is there any downside to this, like cooldowns or what have you?
There,
it's just we go fast.
There is a little bit of a cooldown between the zooms, so, and you only have it for a very short distance, so you have to plan where you're going to do that.
We did get a question from chats about, who is the composer for this game? Unrelated to the speedrun, if you happen to know off the top of your head.
I do not know off the top of my head, but I do know that information is available on the Discord, and it is in the credits of the game here when we get to the end.
All right, sure. Just stand by and wait. We'll see it in the credits.
Looking at the pace clock, we might actually be on pace to beat my own world record. We're doing pretty good on the time. We're actually doing really good on time right now.
What is the current world record, aka your PB?
My record is 1 hour 17 minutes.
Is that 1:17 flat?
1 hour 17 minutes and some odd seconds. I don't remember off the top of my head exactly, but
I'll get it for you if it's on SRC.
Yep, it's.
Get you a quick reminder. 1 hour, 17 minutes, and 53 seconds.
There we go. But we're actually on pace that we might beat that. If I don't mess this up too much between now and the end.
Well, best of luck. If it doesn't happen, you'll probably get it soon.
If not, it's going to be very close. So we're doing really well on this run.
All right, any believers in chat?
Only 7 more to go.
You got this, man. Is there any downside to having this oil all over you or mud or whatever it is, or is it kind of like just a visual effect on you?
For the most part, it's a visual. If you do get into it, it does slow you down a little bit, similar to moving in water, but otherwise it's just a visual.
Well, for the sake of, everybody in chat, I hope we get this fox cleaned up soon.
We definitely will. Okay, this is the one that's a little bit glitchy. If you cross the next save point before he finally shows up on screen, you won't get it. So this is one part of the speedrun where you actually have to sit and wait.
No, the humanity.
I know. So now he's shown up on screen, so now we're good to go. Ooh, missed that. Okay, well, we're doing this the other way, which means I don't think I'm going to get my record. There's a little strat there that if you can get it, you can bypass this entire puzzle. And
it's a one chance.
It's a one shot. If you miss it, there's no way to go back for it. So, but then it means we get to speedrun this puzzle, which is also kind of fun because most people don't know that you can actually bypass part of this puzzle. Although missing that part isn't a huge time difference. It's about 3 minutes different by getting this puzzle versus skipping the puzzle. So we're still on pace for a very good time. Just sneaking through a wall, don't mind me. There you are. Nope. Didn't aim right. Always the tricky bit of that.
Mm-hmm.
Just when you think you got it, that's when you miss something on it. Getting to the end of this chapter. On, Fox. Up you go. And another big puzzle skip. And this is one of the few mandatory ones, depending on how you run the course. There is a way to even bypass this one for the any percent run, but if you run the normal path through, this is one mandatory one. Okay, things start to get a little darker.
Kind of literally as well, because not as much light.
And the music gets a lot more ominous. Okay, so that one is also a mandatory one to be able to go forward. Let's see if I remember this right, how many mandatory ones there are. I guess there's 2 mandatory ones minimum, because there's the one at the beginning here, and then there's another one a little later that you have to get. But on this run, we have to get them all, so we'll still get them all. second reload of the game is coming up here. Because we have to get our power back somehow. And we bypassed a puzzle that would normally give us our power back. So we're going to quick reload. And now we've got our spirit power back. Okay, and that's the last shaman.
Okay, 28 out of 28.
Yep, should show up on the screen as completing all of them in just a moment here. Don't think we missed any. Yep, there we go. So that completes the 100% requirement.
Now we just need to beat the game, right? So
Exactly. This is always a little bit of a tricky bit. Gotta get them up onto a little ledge that you shouldn't really be on.
This looks perfectly normal, Peanut.
Yeah. Nope. Still not getting the right little clip. And honestly, this is usually what makes or breaks my runs. I'll get it to here without any trouble, and then struggle to make this next little move. There we are.
There you go.
Another slightly intense moment here. So this is where I keep reminding, the fox is fine in the end. Everything is fine.
At least you can dash through this one.
And that's the little wall clip comes in handy to do that, because otherwise you would be just slowly going through all this.
Yeah, that's I could see why you have to go for that. That's so much time. Now we're running in space. All right.
Yep. So that's the end of chapter 6.
Now this is cool.
This is a wonderful level, and if you're here playing this casually, this is the most open world level of the entire game. So if you're playing this for the first time, I encourage you to take the time and just explore this world. But we're not here for sightseeing today, sadly, so.
Gotta go fast.
Gotta try at least. There we are. More out of bounds shenanigans.
So is this like the spirit world, judging by the colors?
Yes, definitely the spirit world. And if you're here running through the spirit world, again, the normal way, you would actually run into all your little spirit friends. So all the people that you saved earlier come back here. And you'd be able to find them all again. Oh, come on. There you are. Not today, apparently. So, just like that, there was one of the spirit guys hanging out there. And if you find all of them, there's an extra achievement. This way. There we are. Okay. And to trick the game a little bit more, since we're running ahead, we also get to skip one of the final parts here. So. There we go. Nope. this part can actually get very tricky because in the out of bounds, there's no real clear path to go. So if you're not familiar with where you're going and what direction you're going, you could just run off into the middle of nowhere. And this world in the out of bounds does go forever. So you can just keep running.
What's the furthest you've gone out of that out of bounds segment? Before you're like, I'm good.
I've actually had some fun just running off into the distance, and like I said, it's like a procedural generated map, so it just goes on forever.
It's cool that it works.
And now, the end of the game. Chapter 8.
Wait, was I right? 7 or 8 chapters? Granted, I cheated and picked 2 numbers, but
yeah. Well, this ends the way similar to chapter 2, that you kind of have to go by the pace of the level. And we can run up here and get to the end, but we have to wait for our spirit friend to catch up. And they like to take their time. But our spirit friend here, being the little donut fox, and we'll join them. But they like to take their time walking up the mountain. So the timer will officially stop as soon as the final cutscene begins. Almost there. So there we are. That's it.
GG! Ah, wow.
Yep. And,
no, usually... Go ahead.
I was going to say, based on the timer, if I didn't mess up that one move, we definitely would have beat the record, I think. We were very close on that one.
Wow. So, usually I am a lot more talkative during these shows, really deep diving and going in. And this is probably the first time where I've kind of just been like so into the music and the atmosphere of the game. I've just like been sitting back and like relaxing for it. So I think a lot of people in chat were feeling the same way, where it's just it's so comfy, this speedrun. I love it.
When I normally stream this, I am very quiet and just enjoying the music myself. So it's...
I can see why.
It is a very casual game to play. It's a very calm and relaxing one. But here's the kind of reward for playing through the game. If you make it here to the end, you get to be the Northern Lights.
Oh my... Wow. Oh, that's so cute.
And roll credits.
There they are. That's super neat. You said this was made by 2 people.
Yep. Jacob and Taylor.
Incredible. how they managed to pull a game off like this with 2 people, I will never understand, but props to them.
And there's the question from earlier, who made the soundtrack? Joe Guilford.
Wonderful stuff. Well, everybody, I hope you enjoyed the 100% run of Spirit of the North. Now, we do have an any percent run coming up after this, so we'll see it go through, a little bit differently. So we collected 28 shamans out of 28 here, and then the next one you said 2, right? We only need to get 2.
Yeah, it's 2 or... I'll get 2 or 3 of them throughout the run.
Very good, very good. Well, we are going to head into a very brief break, everybody, so don't go anywhere. If you want to follow what Games Done Quick is up to, use !point links in Twitch chat for all things GDQ. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix, including hotel cancellation costs. Please consider subscribing to help support Games Done Quick. See you all after the break, everybody. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back from the break, everybody. You are watching Game Masters, and I'm your host, Fant_TV. Good to have every single one of you watching this super, super comfy set of runs of Spirit of the North. I'm once again joined by FX Peanut, who just showcased a wonderful, wonderful 100% run of the game, and is now going to be showing us a little bit of a different way to run it, the any percent category. So for those who may just be joining us, Peanut, what are the major differences between 100% and any percent?
Okay, well, for the 100%, it is required that you get all 28 of the shaman unlocked throughout the game. For the any percent, your goal is just to get to the end. The timer starts when the game starts, and the final movement of the game when the credits start is when the timer would end on that. I normally run the 100% run, but I also do a little bit of any percent in between for some fun.
Mm-hmm. Very, very good. Well, I'm excited to see how this run shapes up. So, Peanut, go ahead and give us a countdown whenever you are ready.
Okay, getting ready on that. And then 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck. More Fox game, everybody.
Changed up the skin a little bit also to give you guys something else to look at here.
I see it's definitely different colors. Can't wait to give it our first close-up here. Oh, look at that.
Actually prefer this one for speedrunning because the glow is a little bit brighter, so it's a little easier to tell when you have the power or not.
I feel like we were just here, Peanut.
About an hour ago.
Yeah.
Goes quick.
How many different Fox, I guess, patterns and costumes are there?
There's a total of 7, so you can unlock 6 of them.
All right, so after seeing the first one, I'm now an expert in the beginning of the run. You see, chat, Peanut is jumping here because moving through the snow is slowed because of physics interactions in the game, right? So you're jumping to game speed. There we go. I'm an expert.
Yep.
Done. Put me on the leaderboard. I'm ready to go.
More than welcome to join in. We're always looking for people to join in on the speedruns. It's a fairly small community and not a very popular game, but totally worthwhile. And every once in a while, it actually comes up for free on Epic Games. Back in September, there was a week long that you could get the game completely free on Epic Games.
That sounds like a steal to me. If you're telling me no money and you could play this cute Fox game. So we do have a question from chat, by the way, of how do you unlock the different colors and patterns?
That's where you have to do the 100%. You get them by getting all the shaman.
So all 28 shaman will get you all the different costumes. It's like kind of like one bundle. They all come at once.
Well, it's as you play through, the more shaman you get, the more skins they unlock.
There you go. This is the animations when you're going out of bounds here is fantastic.
Yep. And
What?
don't soft lock on me yet. There we are. Sometimes it will soft lock there if you get stuck in the wrong spot. So in the previous run, we went for the shaman first, but we don't need him to be able to move on. Oh, he's so slow at the beginning. I always forget about that part.
Yeah, we're going from like the end of the last run where we had the dash, we had the run button. Now we're back to essentially regular Fox that is still very cute, but a slow Fox no less.
We still love it. Down the ice slide we go.
Chad, I'm curious. Give me a good old-fashioned one. Type 1 if you would go down this ice slide. Now, you should not, because in reality, this would be incredibly dangerous. There's no safeties, hard rocks on all edges, and, you know, this ice is a little bit bumpy. You're going to have a bad time. But still, let me know anyway. Would you actually do it? I don't think I would. As fun as it looks in the video game. Okay, well, chat doesn't seem to care about that and just wants to go down the slide. So
They're having too much fun watching the Fox.
Was that an intentional rebound you had there off of the
tried again,
the edge of the rock?
Bad, little bit of a bad angle, but still it did what I was hoping it would do, at least, where it does bounce you off that rock, but didn't quite get the best angle on that one.
You kind of look like a wolf here, don't you?
A little bit with the coloring on this one. Yep, and the poor limping fox again.
So, I guess lore-wise, is this spirit that's you're following right now, like eventually kind of what you play as later, or is this kind of unrelated to that and just kind of is another fox to to guide you on your own journey here?
The lore of the game is kind of that, as you saw at the end, and kind of giving some spoilers there for anybody who hasn't seen the end. There's the two foxes that come together, and the lore of it is that the foxes somehow got separated, and that's what brought the plague to this world and caused it to spread. And so now you're on the journey to bring those foxes back together. And this time, since we're not going for the shaman, we're going to actually see all the little murals unlock as well.
Very cool.
So you'll get to see something we didn't see in the previous run.
Yeah, thus far, at least up to this point, we're following pretty closely with the 100% route.
Yep.
Yeah, look at that.
Everyone praising the fox. And these murals, once again, they really do kind of explain the lore of the game. And it's an amazing game that there's no narration, there's no story written out. It's all just see it and follow the story. So
I love that style of presentation. Is that the plague right there coming out of the volcano?
Plague coming out and all the people are laying dead.
Rough.
kind of a visual of that fortress that we see later on in the game.
Right, right. So much lore we missed last time.
Disadvantage of speedrunning. Sometimes you miss out on all the little extras. But that's why I do encourage anybody who does pick this game up to take the time, explore. On average, I'd say a first-time playthrough is about 5 hours. And that way you get to experience most of the game, get to see most of the parts of it. If you're going for all of the achievements, everything unlocked, again, about 5 hours to play through the game for that. So speedrunning, we do skip a lot of the deeper lore of the game, a lot of the extras that there are to unlock, but you know, it's still a way to enjoy the game, because if you play through a full game in 5 hours, what do you do after that?
Right.
That's what got me into speedrunning. I could come back, I could play this over and over and over again, and there was a purpose to playing it, not just, oh, it's a 5-hour game, I'm done. I saw a comment there in the chat. The surprise about the 100% being only about 30 minutes longer than the any percent, and that's true. It's there are any percent runners that can do it much faster than that. My average is about an hour for running the any percent, but there you can get it down a little bit shorter than that. But in general, you're still running most of the game. The only difference is whether you're stopping to pick up the shaman along the way or not, but you're still going through the same course of the game, so it doesn't really make that big of a difference in the time. I enjoy the challenge of this versus, like, I've tried doing Super Mario speedruns and things like that. And with that, it's down to you have to know the exact frame to stand on or the exact position to be in. You don't really get that luxury in this game because of the way the physics work. Movement makes a big difference on whether you can make a jump or not. You have to be at the right angle. You have to be at the right position. So it really becomes a much more dynamic game to try to speed run.
I can only imagine.
Is even like collisions like that wall there, I just bounce off the wall and can't make the jump. Should be able to make it any other time. The camera always also gives a little bit of trouble. Make the jump, okay.
All good.
See, it just sometimes you can make it, sometimes you can't, and that's just how it is.
Is this another one where you basically just get the one shots, and if not, oh, time to go to the backup?
Yep. There's several points in this where that's kind of the play. You try. If you miss, just move on, carry on. No sense in wasting time.
While we're heading to this next part, FX Peanut, where can we find you, like on Twitch, maybe other platforms, and what can we expect over at twitch.tv/FX Peanut?
Well, I tend to do a lot of very casual streams. So again, playing games like this, or and just pretty much any adventure game. I do a little bit of variety of just various games in between. But yeah, you can find me on just my Twitch channel. I don't really stream anywhere else, and I consider myself a very casual streamer, so I only stream a few times a week on my normal streams.
That's perfectly valid. Streaming takes a lot of time.
Work the full-time real job and then just do the streaming on the side for fun.
Yeah, that's good. Not getting too stressed out, numbers and all that. Just you have a good time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds just as comfy as this run, so be sure to check them out. We got the shout out going right now. Easy way to click and follow the runner.
Move on that, but I got this.
So going through the 80%, so we saw a number of out of bounds, a number of skips, but like the core skips you're doing throughout very similar, or are there certain places where the routes kind of just like diverge heavily?
The biggest difference will come in chapter 4. There is a big skip in chapter 4 that we'll do, where we basically skip the entire chapter.
Okay, can't wait. What chapter are we currently in?
We are currently in chapter 3, and I forgot to grab power, so we didn't get to do the move there that I was hoping to do. The difference between doing my 100% and any percent is I forget some of the steps in the any percent. I'm too used to my pattern for the 100% run.
I love the ultimate insult to injury where it's like the fox will get wet and you have to shake it off. And it's like, okay, are you done? Are you fine? Yes, you're very cute. I get it.
Yep, and that's one of those animations you can't skip. So when it does the shake, you just have to put up with it and watch it shake.
Every time I see the newest spirit ability come up on screen, I'm like, is this a Twitch alert? No. Okay, it's part of the game. You got it.
Part of the game.
It's neat how it kind of like fades out or blurs the background, like forcing you to acknowledge that.
Yeah, and again, that's also one of the kind of, I guess, a little bit of an annoyance if you're on your first time playing through, because as it unlocks the skins as well, you'll get that kind of a pop-up on the screen. And so it's one of those where if you're not expecting it, it kind of comes up and then it blocks the view and you're like, I'm trying to play the game. But if you get through it once, you'll get all the unlocks and then you don't have to worry about that again.
Oh, there it is. Chapter 4. What do we got in store?
We've got a special little glitch coming up that will bypass about 2/3 of the level. So far we haven't had to get any shaman, so we just keep passing them by. we can actually do this part the normal way. So, should have gone around, then I avoid the cutscene. But we can actually go through this the normal way because of what we're going to be doing to bypass Chapter 4.
Wait, what was that?
So this is normally how you enter this part for Chapter 4. Right? Before we went up and over the wall and bypassed this, but now we're in here and there's the full castle loaded, which we skipped last time. So there's all this extra that is loaded in now. But for what we're going to do, it doesn't really matter if we have the castle loaded or not. Because we're not even going to go into the castle.
Oh, no.
It's over here in a corner. There's a weird little glitch. Right there. If you put your nose in the corner, you enter Chapter 5.
With a quit out?
With a quit out and right back in, and we'll be in Chapter 5.
Okay, how the heck was this found? Wow.
I do not know.
That seems so specific.
But whoever found it discovered, that you just put your nose in the corner there and reload the game, and you're in Chapter 5.
God, that's so fascinating. I wonder how this works. Just hit the loading zone and you're done.
So, no need to go through all the hassle of wandering through that castle. You just quick pop in here, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, that seemed like one of the longer stages as well during the 100% run, where we were in and around that castle for a long time.
On. There we are. Didn't want to throw the fox. Hopefully that didn't delay me too much and I can still get through this. There we are. The waterfall. We want to go up. Now this is where I will diverge from the main speedrunners, any percent runners. There is a way to run up the side of the mountain from here. But I don't know the course well enough that I would feel comfortable doing that. So I haven't learned that routing quite right, but I can still make it up in almost the same amount of time going this way. Maybe only a minute or so different on time.
Seems like a fair trade.
And I'm not going to take away the world record on it, so I'm more than happy to take it my route. And besides, then you get to see a little bit more of the level. Down here and get more flowers. I just noticed a comment there in the chat wondering if the devs are going to make another game, and they are currently working on another game. They won't tell any details of it other than they're working on it, but the devs that did make this game are working on another one. And many of us who are fans of this game are patiently waiting for any updates on that, because yeah, if it's anything like this, I'm already in love with it, so I'm just waiting for it to release. But they haven't.
I wonder if they were able to
details.
expand their team, or if they're still going at it with 2 people.
As far as I'm aware, it's still the team of 2. Their goal is to keep it between them. That way, they have full control over how the game goes and how it's developed. But again, they're not giving a lot of information on it at all. We're working on it. Stay tuned.
Oh, it's so fast again. I love it.
Yeah.
Not even because I'm a speedrunner, but I think this dash is my favorite ability. Just because it looks cool.
Well, and again, I like the dash with this skin because each skin has a little bit different dash animation. So like this one, it's got kind of a rainbow effect to it.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of looks cool. I really like the way it looks. So kind of a little bit more rainbowy pattern to it. Okay, let's see if we can get this skip this time.
I believe.
Let's see if we can get it. There's a couple ways of going about it. I'll do it the maybe a little bit easier way. Still kind of tricky because if you misstep like that, then you can miss the spot. There we are.
Yo.
Nope, don't jump off the ledge. I gotta get up one more ledge, and sometimes it. Nope.
Dang, almost. Good attempt.
Almost
Good attempt.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
And now
is
we're
if
nice
you
and
miss
clean,
it,
though. So.
yeah, if you miss that, there's not really any going back for it. But if you can get that, you can jump straight to that final part with the geysers. And then you just skip all this.
So the sludge, is that just an extension of the plague, or does it like do something else in the game's lore?
In the lore,
it's just kind of there.
Yeah, in the lore, it's kind of related, and that's where, like, right now you're kind of breaking these corruptions, you know, the plague or whatever, and you can see it breaks away the sludge that's coming out of the pipes and lets fresh water come out instead. This is the downside of going this route, is if you don't make that jump, again, you have to do this puzzle, and this is the part that really slows down any run. Through the secret wall. So that's where it's clearing the sludge.
Mm-hmm. It's very satisfying.
No.
Everything getting cleaned up.
Well, I walked off a ledge.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah.
But that gives me a chance to actually back up, I believe, and I think we can jump back to that previous load point and see if we can actually get... We'll do this trick again and see if we can actually get through the waterworks the correct way this time. It does have to backtrack a little bit, but worth it if we can get that moved. If not, well, you know, speed run's done. This is where like I said, I mostly focus on the 100% run. I do occasionally try for the any percent, but I find the 100% is much more satisfying of a reward to complete. Let's see if we can get the move at least this time and make up for that.
If not, no worries. We're still having a nice, comfy time here.
Yeah. It's all about having fun, being a fox.
Indeed.
And that's always one of the challenges of being a speedrunner is if you make a mistake, depending on what it is, sometimes that can just ruin the entire run. And there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. And the way it was, I would either have to still redo that entire previous puzzle. So I'd have to do all the geyser puzzle again. Or I can go back to a previous save point and try to bypass it. And if I fail, then I'm stuck doing the geyser puzzle again. So it doesn't really change much either way at that point for that kind of a mistake. But it's the risk you take when you're trying to do the speed runs that you might walk off the side of the world. Let's get it this time, right?
You got this.
Nope.
Darn. Seems pretty tight to get that dash.
It is, and if you watch my video on my speed run, the record run, you'll see I got it. No problem that time. And that's the thing. Sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And it completely kills a run if you miss it. But more swimming fox for all those who enjoyed watching the fox swim around. Let's get this time without falling off the wall. Nope. I walked into another pit. I believe this is another soft lock.
Oh no.
I think it is. Let me see if I can recover it, but I'm pretty sure this is another soft lock. So we may have really scuffed this run. Yeah.
No, it happens. This run seems pretty unforgiving. Like, we've been having a good time for all of it, but
yeah,
so many little tiny spots that you can get stuck in.
This is the risk of speedrunning. If you're trying to do that, we're just going to go back to the waterworks here. So we're not going to backtrack the whole way. Yeah, we'll just pick up again from the same part. But you always have that risk. And with this one, since there's so many places to go out of bounds, if you get out of bounds or get into one of these little crevices that's a soft lock, there really is nothing you can do. You're just at the mercy of the game. And you could play the game right, and then you're very unlikely to run into the soft locks. But
play the game as intended. Yeah.
You know what? Let's do that for at least this part of it, so we get through this and I don't soft lock it third time.
Mm-hmm.
It only adds a few seconds.
You gotta love those speedrun strategies where it's like you can save 3 frames, but if you mess it up, the run's over.
Exactly, and that's where as I mentioned, there's a way to do this and bypass this whole part, and yeah, it does save you maybe a minute or so, off the time. It's a few minutes if you assuming you don't end up with any big mistakes like this. But the risk of it is, again, if you take the wrong route, you walk off the world. You just walk right off into the middle of nowhere. And if you walk off the edge of the world, well, you're at the same kind of risk that I'm at right now, where if you do that, you're back at the beginning and you have to go back through all the steps of getting there, because the last save point was back when you got this power, the ability to do the dash. So it's quite a ways back in the level if you fall off the edge of the world and have to restart and come back in again. Up you go. There we are.
Okay.
So you only need 3 of the 4 to get access to this part. Where's the other flower? And you always have the risk when you're trying to do a speed run on stream that you get nervous because everyone's watching you.
I get that. You know, it's nobody's ever
Where's
done
my
it before.
friend?
It is a it is quite difficult at times. Being put on the stage. You know,
Yep.
not being like in front of a live studio audience. You know, we're okay there, but I understand that. Definitely a valid way to feel.
I get it. I think I got it. Nope, didn't get it. I was seeing if I got the corruption, but it didn't get close enough. There's a little glitch that happens as well, and it was giving me that problem where the little blue spirit, I always like referring to it as Navi for all those who are familiar with Blink. If it gets too far away from you, you don't have the abilities that would come with it. And so when you do the super bark, you need to have it nearby you, otherwise it doesn't work. And what was happening there was it was too far away from me, so I had to bark and get it to come near me again. Then it would actually do that skill. So it's a weird little glitch, and it will bug out on occasion, and you know it's just one of those, you don't really know why it's not working, and then you find out that if that little spirit gets too far away from you, it just stops working. So 2 resets, 2 soft locks and 2 resets there. Definitely killed any chance of getting a reasonable time on this, but we'll still get to the end. Oh, bounced off the wall.
At least he didn't bounce off into the abyss.
True. You know, I just thinking about it. I'll just blame the fact that it's 4:30 in the morning, so I should be asleep. So
There you
that's
go.
why
Perfect.
Yeah, there we
Done.
go.
Sleep deprivation. We're set.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're good.
Long day. I've been up for almost 24 hours now, so I can blame it on that. Yes, I do. I do need this stuff. This is one of the required ones. I do need the staff. But if you take the mountain route, you end up having to go up here to the top of this mountain and jump down in the right spot. If you know exactly the right place to jump and fall, you'll fall into the cave, over the shaman, and bypass having to unlock this one. But it's very specific. You have to know exactly the right spot to fall. And again, if you miss the fall, then runs over.
Yeah,
Reset.
You're done.
You know, it's that close of a move. And since I do the 100% runs, I don't practice doing the any percent move on that. So with not practicing it enough, I am not confident going into that move and trying to do that by any means. Come on. But yeah, if anyone in chat thinks that they can do a better job than me on this, you're more than welcome to join in on the speedruns. We're always looking for people to challenge us. I think there's about 10 of us that actively speedrun this game. There's a few others that have tried it from time to time, but it's mainly a very small group of us that run this game. So if you want to get on the leaderboards, this is a game to do it. We're going to do it the normal way. There's a way to get up that, but it's not going to play nice with me today. And this is also the hard part of this, is like these moves, some of them are really tricky to get, and the best way to do it is to do it the actual way you should be doing the move. Because if you mess up, you could spend 5 minutes just trying to climb one wall, or you could do the actual move that takes 2 minutes and get through the game just as fast, if not faster. This is the final required shaman, and then we'll do that reset again like we did last time. Up you go. And right back off the ledge. There's a lot of patience.
This game is brutal, Peanut.
When you're having to try to jump on things that you're not really supposed to jump on, it does get a little brutal there. But we do it for the fox. We love the fox. It's totally worth it. Okay, so that's the last shaman that we are required to get. So there's 3, compared to getting all 28 of them. We managed to do it with just 3. And quick, get the reload. We can just go straight for this move. No, don't. He's trying to soft lock me behind the stone.
You were wise to this game's ways now.
I've learned how it wants to try to trip you. And actually, this is the one that I've practiced probably more than any other move in the entire game, because it really wants to try to soft lock you so many times right at the very end. But even with a lot of practice, you just bounce off the wall just a little bit wrong, and it just doesn't want to go.
Do you have like visual cues you're going for here, or are you kind of like just relying completely on feel?
There is a little bit of a visual cue. So like this little corner that I'm standing on is what I'm aiming for off of the first stone. There's this little triangle that sticks out, and that's what you aim for. And similar for this one, right above my ears, there's a spot that I'm looking for that I can get if I can jump the right direction. But because there's a collision point right over your head, if you aren't standing right on the right corner of it, you'll miss it. So see, I'm on this one, but I need to come in a bit to clear the collision point, face away, and basically jump and turn around in the same move.
Hey.
And then I can, so there is a logic to it, but it's very tricky to get. At this point, since I've already gone for trying to break the game, let's see if we can break it a little bit more. And it's definitely not going to be a world record any percent, so we're going to have some fun. If I throw down the body there and go into spirit mode, it should put me back in the fox form. There we are. So the fox is dead there, but I'm in fox form in the end. Little glitch, a little bit of fun. So you're not supposed to be in fox form at this point. You're supposed to be spirit, but yeah. Break the game.
Yep, now we could dash through it all.
But now I can end the game as the live fox, which you're not supposed to be able to do out in the middle of the void. Hey, if I'm going to break the game at this point, I'm going to have a little bit of fun with it. Little things that you can't normally do. Okay. Easy time now. Yeah, in the previous skin, when you're in this form, you're glowing blue. This time, since I'm using a different skin now, I've got the red fox. So a couple of the skins you're red and a couple of them are blue in the spirit form. Still just love the music here. Just let it play. We're going to try the other route for going into the castle this time. So, last time we went between the boulders. This time we're going to go around the back.
So you mentioned the procedural generation of this area. Is that only like a couple specific parts, and like the main part is all fine?
Well, the main level is, generated as designed, and then it's when you get into the out of bounds that it just continues to generate the trees. It just continues to generate the land, and it just goes on. And I've been able to run for several minutes just off into oblivion, and it just keeps going.
So no end has been found.
There does reach an end eventually. There is a hard point, but it's a ways out there. You'll run for a good 5 minutes at least before you run into any hard wall at the end. Eventually you get to a point though that you will fall off the edge of the world if you can get up the wall enough. But it's meant to be kind of like mountains at the end, so it's a very steep wall and it's hard to get up to begin with. And then if you do manage to get up it, then you just fall off the end. This is giving me trouble again. There we are. Kind of dance around the soft wall there. So that took almost as long as our other run. But I blame that on the couple mistakes we had there where we had to redo that section in Chapter 5 a couple times. So that's what really killed the run. But it gets hard because you'll be doing a run, and when I'm trying to do my actual speed run attempts, that's exactly what happens. You'll get through the run, it's going great, we're on pace for a new record, and you soft lock. And that's it. I love the fox chatter going on in the chat there. Definitely a fan of all the foxes that are mentioned there. Definitely follow him on Instagram and things like that. You gotta have the fox.
So we're almost at the end. I wanted to give you one last chance to go talk about yourself, talk about the stream, and we'll put a nice capstone on this run.
Just wrapping this up here, getting to the end. And one of those little things kind of with the lore of the game that I do enjoy is if you really, excuse me, if you're paying attention to the game, this all occurs in the course of a day. So now you start in the morning, the sun is just barely rising when you're running through the snow. It's midday as you're getting through chapters 3 and 4, and it's starting to get darker as you get into the later part of chapter 5, and you go through the cave, you come out now after the spirit world, and here's the sun setting. So this is all played out over the course of a day, the life cycle of this fox on its adventure, all during the course of one day. But again, when you have those sad parts in the beginning, and kind of even that sad part there at the end, going through the end of chapter 6, and it's, the fox is kind of dying there at the end of the chapter 6. It all ends with the fox being very happy at the end. It's got its partner, Spirit Fox. And, it's a chance to end the game on a high note.
Indeed.
So, there we are.
GG. Well done.
Even if it wasn't quite as fast as I was hoping, it's still a good run.
Yeah, well, everybody watching, I hope you enjoyed this nice, comfy set of runs here for Spirit of the North. I know I did. And FX Peanut, thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me. And like I said, I love this game, love sharing it. If you actually stream it, there's a good chance I'll pop in on your stream. So I do constantly watch out for people playing it. Stop in, say hi, get more views for the game. It's a great game, and it should be enjoyed by as many people as possible.
Absolutely. And, hey, check around. You may actually be able to pick this game up for free. Though, I feel, the developers deserve, two-man team here. There's a little bit of compensation for making such a wonderful game. So
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for watching Game Masters. FX Peanut, thank you again for coming on and showcasing this. And if you're watching on YouTube, be sure to press the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel. Also go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick if you're interested in looking at our live content, starting weeknights at 7 p.m. Eastern and weekends at 1 p.m. Eastern. But stay tuned, because there's still more hotfix for you today. Coming up after the break is going to be Time Capsule, showcasing the year 2013 in speedrunning. See y'all next time.